Okay, quick Tuesday morning radar update. So we've got a fair chunk of open interest this morning. We've gapped up, and the volume leaders is staying pretty full. Actually, it's holding up quite well. And on a great day in the markets, the volume interest will open, and it will get better. Into the zombie session, say the lunchtime session where a lot of open interest and morning gaps can fade into the lunch session, can't they? So, just to note, don't trade off that, but it's nice to see. I think we'll just go through these markets. We haven't done it in a while. Not that anything's changing very fast. Transports, what those of us who like Dow theory would call a leader. So active low, higher high, first retrace. This is 52-week highs, and you'll see it's what have we got? 2 to 3 week pullback, something like that, and it went off on a ripping run, didn't it? The transports, and it's debatable whether we're in the zone yet. It's debatable whether this pullback is over, and the transports are, waiting for the strongest market to land would mean waiting for the transports to come into sort of 1500 area, and we're not there yet on the transports. Just note that the low volume pullback, very normal action. Let's just go up the time frames onto the weekly. Breaks out on volume, or sets off on the move on volume, pulls back on low volume. Probably not much to see on the monthly, but yeah. So my viewpoint is, I'd like to see when the transport's going to make a decision. Dow industrials into a sort of interesting area. S&P, Chess Up tutorials, exactly what levels I've talked about. Before the pullback, we talked about expecting a pullback to at least mean trend. But that's playing out now, and down to here, anywhere in this zone is very normal action. It really is. It might not be normal action if you're a momentum trader and you're trading sort of days to weeks in time frame, but if you're out of that noise, very normal action. Nasdaq 100, very normal action, pulled in. It could come all the way down into this area and still be structurally bullish. Long-term time frames. Russell just in a base. We noted this little ledge here. It went straight back to highs, and it's in a pullback. A good price action would be if it tightened up, wouldn't it? DAX just going sideways in kind of loose base in action. FTSE 100. Say it again. I say it every time. It's the least important market to actually follow if you're a stock trader. 250, a little bit more interesting if you trade stocks in the UK and you want to be have a bit more beta in your portfolio than just tracking the FTSE 100. You're going to look at the 250. There's some good stocks have to travel through the 250 to make it to the FTSE 100. Yeah, it looks a bit like the Russell, doesn't it? And going to the small caps, yeah, kind of similar. I don't use the AIM market at all. My viewpoint is, if I can't pick stocks what are stronger than the AIM market, I shouldn't be trading. Though I trade a high percentage of AIM stocks, I'm not trading ones what are going to be in a downtrend. So moving on from that, that's what's happening. We'll just go through a few other markets. Let's just Bitcoin. Looks like it's basing out, doesn't it? US dollar it's broken above these prior levels. You know, we'll just the jury's out, I would say, on that one at the moment. And let's just jump into the old gold. Yeah, same. You know, you know my sort of viewpoint on gold as well. Huge base here. You know, it broke out, went on a trending run. We're at a huge base level here. So we just the bull case for gold is it holds this 10-month and it tightens up. It could easily go looser than that and just be trading all the way over here. It really could. You know, it's kind of how gold trades. If we don't see the stocks aren't rising. We don't see in the stocks. And let's just quickly have a look at oil. So, you know, we've got some levels in play here. They're not exactly huge levels of importance, but they could be going forward. You know, if the 52-week highs comes down to meet price, would make it a little bit more interesting for us. So that's what's going on in the sort of markets. Did I miss anything? Yeah, let's just go and have a look at TLT's gone all wide and loose again, hasn't it? It's off the lows, and you know, level of interest. This is obviously a level of interest here. Might go on a little. You could do a knockout, even if it's going higher. It could do like put in a little bear trap, but we want to see this holding these levels really, and oil to stay steady, and you know we don't want any extreme moves in these things to put the shivers through stocks, do we? Moving on from that, I'll just quickly go through the volume leaders. Like I said, there was a lot on volume this morning. I'm just going to fly through them. Before I do that, obviously, if you're watching this YouTube feed, I'm trying to do more of my sort of updates through the YouTube feed because it's so quiet out there in Twitter and the other sort of areas that the YouTube feed is the one. It's visual, isn't it? It's always going to be better. So if you want to get the updates on these, just to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and it lets me know that you know people are liking the content, and it makes me post more. Try not to post too much, but because it gets a bit repetitive. But once stocks are in play, we'll talk about the trends, and as we do, and I'll just drop it a bit more regular. Anyway, Mondays or Tuesdays this week, beginning of the week, it's as good a day as ever to go through the markets, isn't it? Let's jump into the volume leads and just see what's up on volume today. It is 10:46. We should have traded, I'd say, you know, 33% to be on average volume at least. There is a lot on volume today, and I'll just eye in the sectors. It's very mixed, just a general mix, healthy mix, we say. Biotech's being of note there. There's more biotechs than anything else today. So let's just buzz through these quickly, see what's cohort is just a sideways choppy mess, isn't it? TIFFs, obviously, it kind of punched higher and it's in a pullback. Coca-Cola broke out of a base prior. This base here did a little. Main market stocks are swing stocks in my world, so tradable move there. Energy Mines, not seen that one in quite some time. Or there, you know, you see price action like this, you know, share scope tutorials, just no interest in that stock, is there? HVO was off. Sideways, kind of undefined base. Same with Vesuvius. A little pop out of that base on that copper one there. We're into the metals. Potential right side of base. Delarue, just kind of building a sort of pretty meaningless base. It's, it's kind of under the trend. A lot of these stocks, you know, if this is the left side of the base, the bullish case is they build a right side and they're still trading, in a time perspective, they're still holding up and basing out. Really long multi-year bases tend to be bases what I've got no reason to trend strongly. It's, bases what build over sort of, so many months, let's say 6, 8, 10 months, whatever. You're more likely to be in something what's, more explosive. I know it's contrary to what the textbooks tell you, but big long bases mean it hasn't had the power to break out. And even when it does break out, very few of them make explosive moves, as per the textbooks say. Backtest it. Let's keep going. This one, it's what has it done for me lately kind of viewpoint on this one. Active low, high, first pullback, and it went on a ripping trend. And it's up there in my screener, in my GTRS screener as well. And sometimes we say, is it a reason for this thing to start trading differently? Because this is how it's traded in the past. Horrible choppy action. Obviously it was, When a stock makes it to the top of my GTRS, I tend to sort of avoid most of the ones like this, even though some of them just say, yes, I did have the growth needed to trade differently. Sometimes it's in a sector or, what's just always trades choppy. But, this one did change the way it traded, didn't it? It went on a good swing sort of move. We don't know what the future holds for it. RENX, keep going. There's quite a few in here today. We're halfway through anyway. Predator had a nibble at that once before. It does trade horribly, doesn't it? I asked the same question and it didn't trade nicely. This Revolution Beauty. For me to even look at this closer, I'd want it to just coil for a little bit longer here and build a base. I will just say I've got no forward on it. It looks like a story in turnover, just eyeing that in. It's we don't know where it's going from there. We don't know with the fundamentals. War paint obviously well on its way, isn't it? It's just acting normally. Waiting on the market probably. And Victoria, I'd say the same with this one. Let it build a base. Let it get through its forward. Has it got through its? It hasn't got that long before it's. Well, it's got a bit of time, I suppose, before it's forward full year. I like a slingshot in. I like a bit of time. Never mind a slingshot in growth. A dark, is that a viable pullback? We've debated that. It might turn into a base under 400. That would be better, I think. BVC, obviously we've not seen this one in some time. Made some coins on it in the past, ticking back up. I don't know what the big haircut in the pre-tax was on this one, but it's kind of a lower high in the turnover, isn't it? Or ticking up from a pullback. C-Box, this one, I think it had a newspaper tip. It broke out a few weeks ago and it's on its first pullback area. It's very steady on its numbers. It's not exactly exciting. It's very defined. So that's what we've got today. As per my website, if anyone's thinking of visiting my website, I run the screens every night. I go through the end of day screens every night, so we see every trend, we see every pullback. We just do it every end of every trading day, and the videos are watchable on catch up. I drop my screens every night, so every signal what we look at, you can see them in the screens as well. If you're interested in something like that, risk management, everything is in the website, everything I kind of do. And the markets, they're pretty tough at the moment. It's about learning how to tread water in a market like we're in, and start to get some feeler trades running and working. And then when the market gets better, you build on success. If the market gets worse, your risk management, never lets you go into a hole. And that's what we do. But what I will say is the worst, well, it's not the worst time, but the best time to come is when the market is like this. And the way it tends to work is people tend to stick their head in the sand and walk away when it is the best time to sort of be, learning the markets and getting ready for the next bull market. People tend to just come back when the bull market's in full swing, miss a large proportion of it, and then give it back in the next bear market, because they haven't got a way to get in and out of the markets, and they're zigging when the market's sagging, basically. And it's a learning curve. We've all been there. We all do that. But I run something where I never disappear. I don't say I'll be back when the market's better. I just run the screens every day, and I just do my thing. So if that sounds like, and obviously you can just join on up for a month and take it. You're not going to get it in a month or 2 months or 3 months. It's going to take time to really get why someone like me maneuvers the markets in a way I maneuver them. It takes a little bit of time and a little bit of reprogramming, probably plugging leaks, learning how to tread water, and then learning how to make the most out of your winners. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, well, this is the kind of market environment you want. We've just had a bear market. We're still in a bear market in the UK, and could be a good time. I haven't got a crystal ball, but I know it's a better time than joining at the end of a bull market. And it's also a better time than joining in the beginning of a bear market. You get to sort of see us trying to sort of pull out of this slump what the markets are in at the moment. Doesn't mean the markets can't go lower. Anything the right hand edge is unwritten. But for me personally, I think it's a great time. So if you're interested, you know where to find me. Okay.